Today we're going to learn how to orchestrate a simple melody into a full orchestra. To view the entire melody, let's turn the view to continuous horizontal view. And now after you get all the chords, the first thing you want to do is to add the bass line. Now after you added the bass line, this is how it sounded like. Of course, it lacks a lot. This kind of repertoire is one that it's given to you as an assignment to orchestrate. Now let's begin with the orchestration. First off, I'm going to speed up the tempo to 300 times faster so the playback is much faster. And the first instruments that I'd like to add are the strings, which includes violin 1, violin 2, viola, violoncello, and contrabass. The strings will help create a lush atmosphere in the song. Okay, now we've added the strings. Now it's time to create harmony in the strings. Usually, when you're writing orchestra accompaniment, you want the piano to sound as clearly as possible while the orchestra is also providing a lush atmosphere in the background. Right now, I want the violoncellos and contrabasses to play pizzicato notes, but this is still the main idea. It may subject to changes in the future. And of course, their notes are taken from the bass line. Usually, the correlation between violoncellos and contrabasses is that the contrabasses will play the same note that the violoncellos are playing, but the difference is that they are an octave lower. I'm thinking that the violas, violin 1 and 2, are playing sustain chords. Yeah, not pizzicato. Remove them. Now, let's just add the remaining notes. I'm going to silence the grand piano for now. Now that we know the chords, we only have to add the corresponding notes to the rest of the strings. To give a more powerful feeling and romanticism, we're going to change the dynamics. On the first passage, I want the strings to play chords that gradually swells over the time. But then the dynamic wavers again, and then it swells again on the second phrase. Now we can add more instruments. Right now I'm going to add the glockenspiel and timpani, where the timpani will enhance the power as the music is played, and the glockenspiel will play higher notes. We can also add the brass instruments to enhance the chords that are being played. And right now I added horns, trombones, and chimbaso. I wanted to add a tuba, but in Muse Sounds, there's often a click after the tuba plays a note, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. And as usual, we add change in dynamics. Now we can finally add more instruments. Right now, I just added flute, oboe, and clarinet in B flat in order to enhance the melodies. And of course, this also means I'm going to copy and paste the melodies so that these instruments will be playing the melody. You can see that I haven't added notes for the oboe, but this is because the oboe has characteristic voice that I want to cultivate to be able to play the counter melody. Now I'm going to add more chords for the horns so that they can play in harmony with the strings. Same trick for the trombone and the chimbaso. The chimbaso will be playing the same note as the trombone, just an octave lower. You'll notice that the flute and the clarinet seems to be playing in turn, but this is because if they play throughout the entire piece, it'll sound just weird. Now let's add the counter melody for the oboe. More chords for the horn. This time the oboe will be playing the melody along with the flute and the clarinet. And now let's add the part for the glockenspiel. Right now I want the glockenspiel to play the melody just in higher octave. This further increases the romantic feeling within the piece that I'm writing. Now let's add the timpani. In the beginning, I want the timpani to play the timpani role of a single note and gradually increasing the dynamic and decreasing it as well so that it further enhances the feeling as the music swells. Here you can hear the soft rumbling of the timpani. Now I want the violins and the viola to duplicate the melody, just in different octave. As I said before, ideas are subject to change. Now I want the violoncellos and the contrabasses to play sustained notes. The increase and decrease of the dynamics will further enhance the feeling that the song is swelling at the beginning. I'm sorry, the piece, I mean. Now I want to play staccato chords, but with the three sections of violins 1, 2, and violas. So they'll be playing staccato notes that soon will resemble chords. I think it'll sound better with staccatissimo. There you go. For the second phrase, the violoncellos and contrabasses can return to playing sustained bass notes. I'm going to put arco so they play it with bowing. Again with the higher octave for the first violin, but this time the whole violins and the violas are playing the same notes, just different octaves. Basically, that's about it. I'm adding the final timpani roll to add the feeling of the rumbling as the song slowly comes to an end, and adding more bass lines for the chimbaso and the trombone. And now I'm adding the dynamic change and duplicating the melody at the end for the glockenspiel to further enhance the feeling that the song is closing. Now adding the fourths. Good enough. Now let's reactivate the grand piano and improve the bass line as well as the melody line. I changed the grand piano sound to soft piano so that it further enhances the softness and the romantic feeling of the song. Since I want the song to sound gentle and compassionate, now let's add octaves for the melody as if we were writing in the era of romantic classical. I'm going to alter some parts of the piano, like increasing this passage over here by an octave up and adding octaves again. To further enhance the lush feeling created by the piano, we're going to add sustained pedals. And that's about it. After the process, it should sound like this. Fun fact, did you know that this song is actually written in under half an hour? The entire raw footage consists of me writing the song as a whole, and the raw footage lasted only 25 minutes. See you later on the next videos, and goodbye.